Well, friends, it's Friday, and you know what that means. Boom! New set release, super exciting. Of course I'm going to open a box. It is my duty as a YouTuber, right? And I actually had the foresight this time to have something sharp next to me. Look at that. After many a box opening, I actually learned what's required. So I think we're all excited about this set, are we not? So what do I want to open? Well, you know, Linvala, #1, because I love Linvala. And some Planeswalkers would be sweet. And the other thing that would be sweet is a Wasteland Expedition. I mean, I'm not getting greedy or anything. Wasteland Expedition is a totally reasonable expectation. So let's start with Jace, since he's the poster boy, right? And I started this new format with the last set of talking while I open, and just look at this opening speed. You can see how much I buy singles. Oh my gosh, this is just embarrassing. But I think this package is just harder to open than usual. But I started this new way of opening where I talk the whole time, but we're still, because it takes forever if you show all of them, we're just gonna go to the good stuff, right? So Dimensional Infiltrator, sweet, in draft. I don't know if this will make it in sealed or not, in constructor or not, but I'm pretty interested. Oath of Chandra might make it in constructed, because we're just lacking good Bernie, get that stuff out of my face, and you know, foil rare. So you know, we're pretty happy. The other thing that I absolutely love is I am just guaranteed to leave this box with a whole bunch of full art lands, which I know is less exciting than the previous time, because I think most of us have gotten a good amount of them, but you know, full art lands, there'll never be a time where I complain, right? So Remorseless Punishment, of course, one that people have been arguing about heatedly. Is this a good card or not? I'm not sure. If we get some like pretty sweet black aggro deck, I'm interested. I'm really interested. And it's super unique, so if it becomes good, then it'll also become probably a little bit pricey, because its effect is so, you know, interesting. Okay, what do we got here? Captain's Clause. So this is the one that would be really, really amazing if it came in untapped. So you could block with that 1/1 the next turn, then you could just put it on flyers and be a super huge pain while you attack with the flyers and leave behind chump blockers. But since it comes in tapped and attacking, a little less amazing. All right, let's keep going. Boom, ba boom. What do we got? Needle Spires. Yes, I love rare lands. This is where I want to be. Want to get them rare lands. Because, you know, once those fetches rotate, I get the feeling that there will be a lot of man lands in the format. Because, I mean, they'll be just as good on the early turns as the dual lands that you can't even fetch for anymore. By the way, wastes, you know, interesting. I think there'll be a lot of EDH need for those. Mimic. This was my foil pre-release promo, so you know, clearly I was just destroying everybody. The thing about pre-release is, you're not really interested in the sweet spells or the sweet lands or anything. You just want huge creatures to bash face. And actually I got a lot of rare lands in Oath and some stuff like that, so my bomminess was not strong. I ended up making an Esper control deck instead. Slip through space, that's cool. Maybe some modern. Thought Not Seer. Boom! Love that. That is almost certainly going to be in modern. Might hit up standard. It's just such a strong effect, taking a card out of their hand until they kill it. And it's not small for its size either. It's awesome. Cultivator Drone. I had this in my pre-release, 2 of them, and 2 Blinding Drones. So, you know, just nobody got to attack. It was just the drone control, you know, like the US government will have in a couple years, right? Okay, I don't want to be like politically scary. Don't want to freak you guys out about your future. Ailey, Eternal Pilgrim. Actually, Ailey, spelled differently, is apparently a Scottish name. So I actually have a friend named Ailey. I might give her a copy of Ailey, even though it's spelled a little different, but you know. I'm sure she'll understand that I had her in mind. Oh wow. We're looking at the next set here. I guess Jace, our favorite planeswalker of all time, will be a part of it, as can be imagined, eh? Boom ba doom. Call the Gatewatch. All right. Well, we'll see if that makes some play. The problem is it just makes your planeswalkers really expensive because you're paying 3 to find them. It is questionable. You know, I'm going to take a second longer to look at the rares here. I'm just assuming that everyone knows what the rares do, which is a completely ridiculous assumption. So I'm just going to like, yeah, boom. Hedron alignment, you need 4 of them, get them in an absolutely absurd position, and you win the game. This is the kind of thing that I want to make work way more than is reasonable. So please Hedron alignment, get there. Low chances, but man, do I like me some alternate win conditions. They're just hilarious. By the way, I also like this waist better. You guys poll on the waist right now. Put up both arts. Which one do you like better? I personally like that one. It's got like, it's more contrasty. I don't know. Look, another Oath of Chandra. Sweet. And this is Judgment in foil. Foils, always nice. Full art lands, always nice. Oh, I said we would actually look at these. Okay. So when it comes to the battlefield, deal 3 damage to target creature. So, you know, you get some creature removal with this enchantment that does stuff just in case you play planeswalkers. Which is what all the oaths do. They interact with casting planeswalkers, which is a little specific. It's a little specific, but it is something that people like to do, so I assume that it's going to happen a decent amount. There's another slip through space. Boom. Already on my way to an infect deck, am I right? Crush of Tentacles. We get our first mythic. Boom. I kind of want to do this in standard. Crush people's tentacles. And then hopefully have like a dispel or something to stop it from dying on the other turn. All right, let's see what we get here. We're still looking for Iona. No, not Iona, Linvala. Yeah, that's interesting. Isn't Iona's Blessing in here, but Iona's not in here? Maybe it's Linvala's Dressing. Am I misremembering? I'm sure somebody will tell me whether or not I'm misremembering in the comments right away. So this one, whenever you hit something with your creature, boom, draw a card. So it kind of reminds me of the Thopter draw card enchantment from Origins, which is sweet. I want that card to pick up again because it had like a few weeks. I see a foil on the back there, by the way. Had a few weeks that was like really sweet. And then, you know, some of it rotated and it was not playable anymore. Oh, foil Swamp. Boom. Foil full art lands. By the way, if you guys get them, hold on to them. You know how expensive the original Zendikar ones are? So price. All you have to do is wait like 5 years. We'll pretend that counts as financial investment. Shiny magic cards. All right, let's see what we get here. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Mina and Den Wildborn. So, additional land. So, clearly this is going to replace Asuza. JK. But pretty sweet. Basically, they can't just chump block with, like, tokens or anything. And it's a fair size. It's a fair size. By the way, that Scion looks insane. If anyone's played Rayman, that's what it reminds me of, how its like head isn't even attached to its body. Of course, it needs big fists that aren't attached to its body either to be full Rayman going, but let's see what we get here. And somebody informed me in one of my comments that the proper number of mythics per box is 4 to 5. So we've gotten through 1, unless I forgot to count 1. Stoneforge Masterwork, so I can imagine some tribal decks, EDH, slamming this thing. Seems really cool. The other nice thing is, unlike... There's another Scion. Oh, this one almost looks like a Hydralisk, right? If anyone's played StarCraft. Unlike some of the tribal enchantments, they don't pump an opponent's tribe. It's just your tribe, so that is nice. Plus, who in EDH doesn't like equipment, right? Am I right? I think I'm right. Okay, support 6. We'll see how often we manage to actually support a full 6. Whenever a creature you control with +1/+1 counter on it dies, you gain 2 life. Seems pretty sweet, but I don't know. We can cast some really sweet stuff at 7 mana and Constructed. In like Draft and Sealed, that thing's really much better. And amazing in Two-Headed Giant, because you'll actually get the support 6 a decent amount of the time. So I'm down with that. I'm getting a lot of wastes, which is good. They're not a waste. People are up on Storm Chaser Mage. I want to see how that goes. Oh man, I had this guy in my pre-release pool. Talk about pressure. You kill this guy or you die. The only downside was, oh sweet, I got the Linvala Angel. Now all I need is the Linvala. But the sweet thing about this guy, exile a creature card, target opponent loses life equal to the exiled card's power. So it has a lot of pressure. But the funny thing is, a lot of the removal exiles in this set. So like I was getting my big stuff exiled, and then I was like throwing 2/2s at them and whatnot. Which was kind of awkward, because once I had it played, I was like, I want to kill you much faster. Stop exile. Do-do-do-do-do. Scooby-Doo-Bop. Ailey, stop showing up in my packs, Ailey. I'll see you in class on Monday. Well, I guess now I can give her one and I still have one left. Do-do-do, Scooby-Doo-Bop-Bop-Ba-Da. By the way, I know people don't always like the new art for cards, but I love this negate. I love this negate. The old negate, that's like the circle of like lightning and whatever going around in a circle. This one looks way more badass. It's just like, boom, stop it. The old negate doesn't look quite as, you know, epic. All right, so we got Endbringer. If you can make some colorless mana in your sealed pool, your draft pools, well, this is going to bring the end for your opponent, right? All right. Free runner, translator. By the way, translator was really fun. I played this in sealed. Did so much work. Sphinx of the Final Word. Here's our second mythic. Cannot be countered. Flying. Hexproof. Instant and sorcery spells you control can't be countered by spells or abilities. So some people talk about this as a finisher for control decks. Some people talk about it as a way to get through control decks. But really it's kind of in an awkward space, right? Because you put this in a control deck, well, the way that another control deck is going to kill it is with a sweeper, so it'll still die. Or like the Edict that is very popular right now. So this can still die. So it doesn't make a good finisher. And yeah, it doesn't work that well against control because they're edicting. So it doesn't actually fit in either deck that well. However, when those edicts rotate, that thing's going to get a lot better. So I am just going to hold on to it. Also, have you noticed my vast improvement in opening packs? Much better than at the start there. Boom, 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 boom. Inverter of Truth. Here's my next mythic. So happy to talk about this thing. So this thing, the first thing I thought was like, man, I want to bring this into Modern. And then I reread it and it doesn't do it to both of you. It only does it to you. And then I was still like, man, I think I can come up with something sweet in Modern. And then I thought about it again. and you have to build a non-normal mana base, because imagine that you're fetching out a bunch of lands, then you play Inverter of Truth. Now your library has fetch lands that have nothing to go find. Your library is literally full of blanks. So this thing has so many deck building restrictions. I want it to happen. I want it to happen, and I'll try to figure it out. There we go. But right now it requires a little bit more brain power. Wasn't able to come up with a deck just right off the bat as soon as I saw it. It's kind of like a Doomsday thing, except you don't get to pick the cards so well. If you guys know Doomsday, quite an old card, you know what, I'll just pop it up on the screen. Fall of the Titans, boom. Surge, played against this, ridiculous win Surge, completely unfair, right? Unfair. Spatial Contortion, in foil. Actually looks pretty great. Although Nissa's arms are just frankly disturbing. Although this is kind of the idea, eh? All right. So I know that a lot of you are new to the channel. If you saw my previous opening, oh my god, it was unbelievable. Boom. I like. That's exactly what I want. Sensible cards that I have a decent chance of playing. I like that. Doesn't have to blow me away. Just needs to be sensible. But if you saw my previous opening, oh my gosh, it was absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. We are not at that absurd level yet, but we've got packs left. So let's open them, shall we? Oh, another thing that I'd want for Modern is, I'm thinking I want to do the great thing about Oath of Nissa, of which I got one. Wow. Chandra, she's just like really swearing it up, you know what I'm saying? Putting oaths all over the place. Stop swearing so much, Chandra. But Oath of Nissa, you bring that into like a modern creature-based combo deck, and you just get to find your combo so much more quickly. You're just digging through cards like crazy, which I like. That's what I want to do. Vile Redeemer. So why do I not even remember you? So you got some flash. Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. This is the one that's like, oh, you board wiped me? Boom. Get all the tokens. But there's not really any like big board wipes in the set, so. Except for Kozilek's Return, of course. Which is a mythic, so I don't think we'll be seeing too much of it in any limited play. Although when you do, better hope it's on your side of the table, you know what I'm saying? Okay. See what we get here. Yeah, Iona's Blessing, but Linvala is the angel of choice. That's so odd. So we already opened this guy. Makes your stuff unblockable. Pretty sweet. Oblivion Strike foil. Now I want this to make it into standard. It does do some cool things in standard, like Deathmist Raptor. Get out of here. Get out of here, Deathmist Raptor. Tired of you coming back from the graveyard. Doo-doo-doo. Ska-ba-da-ba. And what do we got? Oath of Jace. Draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards, but you also have to play this, so it's kind of like discard 3 cards because this is out of your hand too. So you don't actually get any net cards, and then you scry number of planeswalkers. Okay. I'm just assuming that the bottom of this has Foil Wasteland. I had this in my pre-release pool too. Yeah, mine was really annoying. Kozilek's Return. Boom. We got some bang for our buck here. So this thing is currently super expensive because you just put it in modern Tron and it just goes in immediately. And I have a lot of feelings about this card. Like the fact that it just perfectly goes into modern Tron. And to me, they just said, oh man, this is perfect for modern. Let's make it a mythic. Because it doesn't feel all that mythic. My mythic test is if a beginner opens this card, are they like, oh, it's the most amazing thing? If a beginner opens this card, like super beginner, 2 damage and then this 5 damage, well, to a player that's been playing for a while, they're like, oh yeah, I do the 2 damage, I protect myself. Then they always have to play around this for the rest of the game. Puts a lot of pressure on them. Then, once I've gotten out my card, partially just because of the pressure that this is putting on them playing their cards, then it blows up the field again. And, amazing. But, it doesn't feel amazing to a new player opening it, It just feels like, oh man, this goes in Modern Tron, let's make it mythic, sell some boxes. And that's just me being a little bit cynical. But I do think that it doesn't feel that mythic to me. Okay. Linvala. Boom! Boom! Everyone read Linvala. Take a good look. Isn't she a beaut? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So somebody at my pre-release opened one of these, and so I just immediately traded for it. And then I was so excited after the trade that I left the packs that I won at the pre-release. But you know what? I ended up leaving with a Linvala, which is pretty much the best case scenario. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to put you right here, Linvala. I love you. I know that Kozilek's return went in the pile, and you're going off to the side, even though Kozilek's return is worth way more than you. But you know what? Sometimes you just have completely illogical biases in certain directions. I also had a Cyclone Sire, which was really annoying. Deceiver of Form. So, as the name suggests, a little bit complicated. Every time you pull up a colorless card off the top at the beginning of your combat, then you can have all your other creatures become the same size. So, you flip up some dumb big colorless creature, and then all your little colorless dudes and scions and stuff just become enormous. So, yeah, let's just call that a strong ability, shall we? I think so. Also, this land looks like it's going to get damaged in that pile, so I'm going to pull it out. Jace looks so serious. So serious. That might be like one of the darkest drawings of Jace. I'm not sure. If anyone can think of one, just go ahead and throw it in them comments, and we will check it out. Oh man, this is just such an annoying card. Another really annoying card. And you know what? So annoying that maybe it'll make it in Constructed. I'm excited to see what happens with this. Of course, everyone's thinking Siege Rhinos, but I'm sure we can come up with even crazier stuff to do. Sure we can. Especially because the Siege Rhino is not long for this world, is it? It's about to be gone forever, and by forever I just mean into Modern, because it's good enough for Modern too. Boom, I think this is my 4th slip through space. So yeah, 4 out of 60 cards for my Modern Infect deck. Mundo's Vanguard. Super yes! Yes! Foil, full art lands. 100% of the time, happy about those. Also, this is just making an absurd pile of garbage. Every time I do one of these, I'm actually amazed how much garbage it produces. All right. Sylvan Advocate, 6 or more lands, +2/+2. Get our full art land every time. An exciting reason to open these packs. All right. Let's see what we get here. What are we getting? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Get these sweet lands. So, interestingly, until end of turn, for this mana cost, you can make it a creature and then switch it, right? Which is kind of cool. Maybe it goes in some blue, red, you know, is it control deck as some sort of finisher? I'm not sure. By the way, this is Chandra's elemental. She's making sweet looking elementals these days. Also, that looks like really scary face. I don't know if a good guy can make an elemental that looks that scary, can it? Can she, I should say? Can she? You know what? We started with Jace. Let's end with Jace. Nissa, come on out. All right. Okay, Goblin Dark Dwellers. So this thing is just Value Town. I think it might actually be constructed playable. Just because, you know, you have some removal spells and whatnot. Especially in Modern. I mean, you have infinite spells that you could bring back. But even in Standard, you have a bunch of removal spells. For 5 mana, you still get your 4/4. Seems like it might be sweet. I think it can get there. Reaver Drone. Alright. So we got one more pack. One more pack. Zendikar Resurgent. 7 mana enchantment. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card, and all your mana is doubled. Okay. So, I know that you guys like to see, you guys and girls, like to see all the rares and foils. Give me a second. Let's put that up. Okay, so here's the spread. By the way, I think this might be the best organization job that I've done on these videos so far. So at the top, we got the things that we're really excited for, that we're sure are going to do something, or, you know, we're just sure are just awesome because I love angels, so Linvala gets her spot regardless of anything. Thought-Knot Seer, great chances in Modern, great chances in Standard. Kozilek's Return, great chances probably in both as well. Then, second tier of excitement, we got these dual lands, these man lands, which are fantastic. And, you know, shiny basics, because shiny basics. They never rotate, those shiny basics. And then Ailey from class just wouldn't stop showing up. So I gave her a little spot. Chandra just kept on swearing the entire video, which was ridiculous. She really just needs to keep that mouth shut a little bit more. Picked up some wastes, which is fantastic. A huge pile of basic lands, which is the best part about opening these. These are my foils here, other than Chandra there, and of course the lands. And then these are kind of just the things that, you know, you open and are kind of okay. Now, I want you guys and girls to help me out a bit. So I've changed my style of presentation a small amount on every single opening. So I've got 2 in the description, two things that I'd like you to take a look at. One of them, I want you to say, do you think that it was too fast? Or do you think, like, was it too fast? Do you want me to talk about every rare more? That kind of thing. You get to put your input, and then the next time we have it more what you guys want. And then the other thing that I want you to talk about is completely unrelated, just which which wastes art do you like better? I like the one with the blue sky. I don't know. I like it. There's just so much contrast in it. It looks awesome, in my opinion. So I'm going to put both of those up there. All right, well, that's the box opening done. Linvala, you can join me over here. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself, and as always, I'll see you next video.